Hi, my name is Cole. I'm 21 years old and I'm FTM transgender.
Hi there, my name is Addison Rose Vincent and I use they, them pronouns.
My name is Kavitha Arvindan and I am a transgender male.
My name is Jahari Hunt. I am 17 years old. I identify as genderqueer. My pronouns are he, him, is.
My experiences with doctors has been fairly positive.
It is unfortunate when you do come across a doctor that has basically no idea what transgender means, and instead of them helping you, you have to turn around and educate them on exactly who you are and what that means. So I've found some really tough experiences, especially with that, having to talk to doctors more about definitions and words and basic LGBT terminology instead of getting the help I actually need.
A lot of times we're not taken seriously enough. And if you are underage, there can be that obstacle of gaining parental consent. And I feel that there is pressure for us to wait and make sure that this is what we want in our life.
It's scary, like we need that leader and that helper to help guide us through this tough and challenging road, so I think doctors are a very important factor in a trans person's life.
To have that support from the medical team at Kaiser has felt really great. It's very affirming. It helps make life easier as far as social transitioning as well as medically transitioning.
Policies I wish healthcare providers would adopt to better support trans patients would just be more general knowledge of transgender people and appropriate etiquette when handling patients who are transgender.
I mentioned before, what healthcare providers can do to make things a little more comfortable for trans people is just educate themselves on the basic terminology, using the right pronouns, saying the right words.
Some easy ways that doctors can make things comfortable for trans folks is to understand first and foremost that there's so much more than just man and woman, that being a man is not defined by being male, and that womanhood isn't defined by being female, that our sex social constructs are complicated and do not make room for intersex folks, and that everyone has a different journey and a different experience.
I wish healthcare providers would adopt policies that allow transgender minors to give their own consent for transition-related care, similar to the laws that allow minors to give their own consent for STI testings, birth control, contraceptives, and abortions.
But I do think that it should become a standard for doctors to learn about different types of bodies and different types of people, especially when it comes to trans people.
So, whether you're binary or non-binary, trans folks have all different types of transitions and journeys. Some of them might include genital reconstruction surgery, hormones, and other procedures, and some of them don't. But regardless of whether our transition includes those procedures, we still need access to doctors, and doctors who understand and empathize, as well as are trained in our identities and experiences.
Medical access for trans people is very important to me. I know for a lot of us it can be life-saving, and it definitely gives us a lot of hope for our future.
Medical access for young transgender people is important because it can literally save lives. Gender dysphoria is a leading cause of depression among young transgender people, and so for these young transgender people to have access to medical care that affirms their identity, this can be life-changing and life-saving.
It is so important for trans youth to have allies and advocates in the medical fields, because at such a young age, we are taught to be ashamed of our bodies and gender identities, and that our genders are invalid. To have just one person open us up to gender-affirming surgeries and other procedures can be incredibly validating and affirming, and help us grow more confident into our journeys.